The time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent daily plant the metropolis times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhyme. I'm back. Okay. Guess I could have had this set up different. That's okay. Maybe I can do this. My dictionary under here for support. Go like that. That. All right. I guess I'm kind of bright, so I'm going to do this. Here. I thought I had a decent shot at getting this done in the morning because I didn't start work. I did work today, and I didn't start till 9:30. I'm like, oh, I got a shot, but I didn't. I did get a little reading in before work, which is never happens either. So I won't be working probably. I expect by the end of this quarter to discontinue my 6 day week, go down to 5 days a week. If that were to happen, which it should happen, I've started the process, then I'll have more time to do things like work on this list. So to begin with, YouTube channel. High on the list is to get my two YouTube channels synced up. So it hasn't happened yet. Getting help from the mower shop though, promoting. I see the no hoax now at 550 views. 550. So that's cool. Trunks and Thumps at like close to 400. So that's cool. Improving the sound. I'm counting on this to work. On my little thumbnail, I didn't get this in there, but my facial expression is related to this. My wife is helping me, and I'm very thankful for that. But I'm gonna have to go to Musician Trader. I don't have a manual. I think I could probably get it online, but something's not right. We're not doing something correctly. I don't think it's too hard, but I don't want to spend too much time where they could probably just help me real quick. I always like people's help, even though I prefer to not go in there and have to wear a mask. But I prefer help more than not, than the mask. So, so I'd say that's about it for the YouTube channel for now. I gave you an update on Trump's gonna thump. Views, copyright down the road. Like I said, I'm going to change my schedule in a month, a little over a month, and so I can put a little more time and just barely get anything done right now. I guess related to maybe I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait on that. Better Bread, Volume 13. Thank you to Noah. He's taken me so far, helped me get so far, and he burned copies of what I need to get things uploaded to YouTube that's not already on YouTube that I would put in a playlist. So that's just going to require me doing that, and that's got to happen on Wednesday. At least I got to make an attempt. So that's my day off this week, Wednesday, and so that's the plan. Let's see if I can, how far I get. I can't get stuck. If I get stuck, I might shut it down. But if I keep going, I can keep going. One thing I'll say too, I was listening to, I started that song Buttercup. I was listening to some music while delivering mail. It really did help my mood. But I noticed that there isn't a commercial before every song, which I was thinking there was. And there was when I was going through the playlist that Noah created. It was because I wasn't listening to the whole song, I believe. So I want to sit and listen to the whole playlist uninterrupted just to see how many commercials happen when you go through those songs. And in my case, 8 songs before you get to mine, which there are no commercials prior to those. Okay, so that's the update with that. That's, it's going to be great. It's going to be out soon. It's on SoundCloud. It's on my SoundCloud account. If someone want to go to my SoundCloud account, you could hear the total compilation right now, but I haven't fully released it. So that's for anyone that happens to hear this. You can go check it out. Be my guest. If you can find it, which I think you can, maybe you can't. The best way I found, I think, to find my SoundCloud account is to go to put it Innocuous Bliss and Mike Dynamic on SoundCloud. That's one of the tracks from my album, and it stands out the most of all the names of the tracks. Rules of engagement. Nothing new exactly to say about that. You will be glorified. I will say, try to connect with Yumi. She's not feeling great. So I really don't know. I mean, here we've gone over a year. She's still not seeing people in person. Her health is not great. So I have my coworker Alex, who I want to do YouTube related stuff, which we could do something. I'd say Sunday night before Memorial Day, we could try to go down there. It might be a lot. It might be too much for me. I mind at least socializing there at the Leggetta Pasta just to get in there, because it's a lot. I said, starting July, I'm going to have 2 days off a week. That's going to be a lot better. That's my plan. That's going to happen, pretty much. I can't see that not happening. I can see one scenario where it wouldn't happen. And if my plan goes awry, then my backup plan is to work 6 days a week with easier routes than my current route. So that's my backup plan. And that I'm almost certain I can accomplish that. So that's plan B. Plan A is 5 days a week. Bellevue Ballers, let's see, you will be glorified. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to Alex then. He's not gonna be in the case next week. He's on vacation this week. So he's gonna be a little further down from me, but I can talk to him, at least mention it. We talked about it briefly before. I think he can do it. I'm just gonna have to do some digging and find out what all, I think the song's in my phone, or I don't know. I know the words, so I can sing the song. I'm thankful for that. It's beautiful. And I've got I could think of 3 songs, worship songs that I could make pretty straight up that I'd be very, I think all 3 would be really nice. So I want to move forward with the first one. And like I said, it doesn't make sense not to try to move that forward. It's amazing. We could have been in church all this time, and who knows? I call it the satanic shutdown. I went to the one church. They had a little worship team thing happening, but a lot of this is relationships, connections. I don't know that they had a huge. I mean, one thing I will take note of at that service was the people performing were older. So, meaning, I think it's good for a worship team to be younger, I believe, or at least have some younger people involved, because it's just better. It really needs to be the situation. So, but you get an old guy, he's just an excellent musician. Okay, so for Bellevue Ballers, talk to the coach, the head, the main man for Bellevue Ballers about a song I came up with for that. So since I've been doing this channel, I have not been writing lyrics down typically. I did come up with what I would consider a good country song today. good theme for a country song. So I did make a note of that. But I talked to the head man of Belly Ballers, even though he doesn't know he's the head man probably, but and I gave him a quick snippet, and he likes the idea, so I came up with a whole verse and doubled the size of the hook. Just gave it some more content. So I got a hook and a first verse, and all I would do is a second verse, and I'd have a song there for Bellevue Ballers. And there is a market for that. Would they put me out? No, I don't think so, not yet. They have performers now. They're either more established in our industry, or they're more established in the music industry, I would say, than someone like where I am. So I'm kind of in this middle area where I'm not established in either, so I have to change that. That has to change in order for me to get some response, I'd say. My Reformation music video, I did mention that to Noah. Once we get this bit of bread done, we move on to that, and he seems ready and willing to help. So I'm thankful. And now music, not doing anything, but okay, so I should mention, so Brian, on my route, Prana Cuts, went to a pop-up it's along the lines of the Tarps and Tents tour idea. In this case, it wasn't for that. It was just they were getting together at the park and just DJ had a guy rapping, some I don't know if they were singing, but it was happening at Golden Gardens. And he said that his friend who's doing it is going to go to SoDo, and he didn't like going down the south end, which I'm cool with that. I'd much rather go to Golden Gardens than go to SoDo. So if I could make it, wasn't even close. Wasn't even anywhere close to being able to make that thing. Typical, what can I say? But that's networking too. If I was there, there's a rapper, there's a DJ, that's networking. I'd like to be at something like that. So let's just see about the next time. He'll keep me posted. I'll keep asking. All right. So final thing is we have the album. It's on display. No one's jumping at the opportunity to buy the album. I had it set up. I cannot. Oh, we had such a good opportunity. So I have a men's group that I meet with infrequently because of my schedule. Could be getting better, possibly, but probably not as things change. It doesn't help me that much because I'm working. If I work late nights, it's just hard. But I got to hear, I was a part of the Zoom conversation where they said they're going to the mower shop, man, to get a bearing for the lawnmower for the church. I'm like, you're going to the mower shop where this guy, where the man closet downstairs. I'm pointing to my poster. This guy right here is being marketed, and I'm pointing to my poster. Man, what's the reaction? They don't care. And then a woman apparently went to pick up the part, but I'm guessing a spouse or something. But anyhow, I don't know, because I had it planned out with Audra. Hey, when they come in for this part, make sure, because if I say I got a CD, they're gonna start anyway. It's not connecting. There's no connection. It goes like this. It doesn't do that. So, by the way, you do all these movements. They put it on the little YouTube thing. I wasn't going for that. It probably will happen though. No sale was made. I thought that was the shot. Here it is. Somebody I know. You're going in. I'm going to have to follow up. Besides, in that group, there's a good book that we could be reading that could help a lot of people, including myself. But it'd be nice to work on it together, and that's for a future discussion, a separate discussion. But I have material on that topic too. But this is what I proposed to Audra. Let's do this. Let's have the shirt. So I'm waiting for my wife to iron it. Hasn't happened yet. Once she irons it, we're gonna put it. We have a little bag we can put it in. I better remember this on Wednesday. This takes little to no effort. Put in a little sealed bag because Audra said if it's not in a bag, those shirts get dirty. You don't need that. So we could put this up for sale. This is one of those, they don't might not have a CD player. A lot of people don't, but people wear shirts. You got these folks, I've met them where they like cats. They might not even care too much about the music, but they like cats. I like cats. That's why I put this on my logo. The Bluescape United. So anyway, that's the hope. Get that done. That's something that if nothing else, I get that done this week. That's gonna have to happen. All right. I don't have much to say about public events. One observation I had, and I'll just say this. Again, you have people risking their lives to avoid getting in someone else's, not even personal space. I mean, what do you call that? It's 7 feet, within 6 feet personal space. I think they extended what it used to be. But I saw, I think, a child and a dad riding a bike with a mask on and no helmet. I swear, is there any evidence of anybody contracting this virus, if it's even real, which I guess it is, but maybe that there's not 100% of the people aren't convinced it's real, but let's just say maybe it is. Okay. If it's, can you contract it riding a bike? Is there some evidence for that? Or are you just playing it safe? Okay. But then you don't have a helmet on. I mean, I guess I prefer not to wear a helmet or anything, but I mean, it's nuts to me that you would have a mask on and no helmet. If we had to try to prove one risk versus the other, that just makes sense to me that you would wear a helmet if you're going to wear a mask. Maybe you wear neither, but to wear a mask and no helmet, that's just amazing. I mean, really, what does that mean? I'm going to go back to the rhymes because that's just blows my mind. Okay. That's a good rhyme to start with. All right, so I want to share my Bible study because we've gotten to the birds. Okay, let me start with what I have with the song, then I'll share with you. So I think it's a fairly well-known verse I think it's from the Sermon on the Mount, from Jesus. And then I'll go back to writing because this is what I wanted last week, but I didn't have the Bible with me. I have it with me today. I've been totally prepared. Yes, you didn't know the reason for our hope. Probably didn't know the place we call our home. The place we call our home can at present roam, since we exist in this world, though not of it. Yes, you didn't know what keeps my spirits up. Probably didn't know what overflows my cup. The place we call our home can at present roam till that day we have a room in it. Okay. We know you're there for the birds. We know you care. We know you care from your words. So that's what I left off. Not easy to be consistent. We know you care from your word. Okay. Because if I say, guess you didn't know the reason for our hope, our home. So I gotta say what keeps our spirits up, what overflows our cup. Our cup? Guess you didn't know what keeps I don't want to speak too much, but it's true. Okay. What keeps our spirits up. Because I really would like to speak. I mean, this is a unifying. This is, if you're a believer, clearly agree. It's not up for debate. Know, there are things that people debate, but these aren't part of it. Probably didn't know what overflows our cup. All right, so we know you're there for the birds. We know you care from your word. We know you care from your word. Right. So what does the word say now? Here's the deal. I have at my disposal, as time allows, and I've said to Leon, the underground Bible scholar, I want to do some discussion with him. So when it comes to something like this, I can pretty much guarantee you, he's going to say, not so fast. There's more to it. There's much more to this parable than because we just read it. We don't understand a lot that's behind it, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for him to tell me not so fast, but I'm still going to go with what I'm reading and just take it straight up. Now, what I wanted to check is what was ahead of this, because so do not worry. That's for Matthew 6:25 through the end of the verse, which is, or the end of the verse 34. 6:25 to 34. Prior to that, he's talking about treasures in heaven. Now, even if you say treasures in heaven, I could read that one because it's talked about in this, what I'm saying right here. Maybe I'll read that too. Because if someone hasn't heard it, it's on the record. I don't want to assume somebody understands that, that's what I'm saying. Yes, you didn't know the reason for our hope. Probably didn't know the place we call home. Well, treasures in heaven, right? So our hope is not of this world. Our hope is in the afterlife, beyond this world. We don't look at this world and say, we don't just say, we don't get too hung up on it. We recognize it for what it is. It's a fallen world. That's right there. So, but I guess these are connected. I should look at the one before that. I don't want to go crazy, but fasting, no, we're not going to understand that. Again, I could ask Leon talking about fasting, and that's where he said you don't make fasting a publicity stunt, basically. And we don't see that now, but I think back in the day it was much more the case. So do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy. Okay, right. And where thieves break in and steal. But store up, and it does connect to this. And store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where moth and rust do not destroy, where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are good, your whole body will be full of light. If your eyes are bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. And then he's saying, the next one is do not worry. Therefore, and then he says, therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink. So I guess it's like people he's connecting to being worried about. It's a scarcity mentality, right? It's a scarcity mentality and thinking that God isn't looking out for our best interest. So maybe that's what a lot of people who have a lot and they're very focused on money, but maybe it's out of fear that they want money, and they're afraid of running out of money. And then maybe it gets to a point where it's compulsive and they grow it and grow and grow it. But I mean, that's the focus. That's the end unto itself, not, you know, not to bless others and things like that. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more important than food, and the body more important than clothes? Now, here's where it gets to the birds, which I talked about here. Look at the birds of the air. How do they get up there? That's from uh, bedtime music. All right. I like that. Okay. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to his life? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the lilies of the field grow? They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. And that's the field with the lilies. True. Is that if that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and, and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat? What shall we drink? What shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. That's the thing that's deep in a way. Are we aware? Are we? He knows that we need these things, right? God, He knows. Our heavenly Father knows this. So He's got our back. He's absolutely got our back. He's got us covered. We don't have to worry, right? But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. That's another very valuable thing. It's like controlling the controllables, right? And how to keep anxiety down is people worry. And I was feeling a weird thing in my foot. And I'm like, man, is this going to be like this the rest of my life? It's going to get worse. And then later in the day, it got better because it's been kind of getting a little worse for a few days. And I still think there might be something there, but I don't want to have to worry about it. And so thank you, Lord. So what I want to put in this is there's a reciprocal relationship between us and the birds. God takes care of the birds, He takes care of us. The birds are covered, they don't need us. But if we're listening and paying attention, the birds do really take care of us. And they're worldwide, there are birds and they sing. And it's amazing to just think about. We know you're there for the birds. We know you care from your word. Okay, so how do I work this in? Maybe I better number these. I'm gonna do 4, 4, 4, 4. Like, I'm gonna just do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'll come back to the hook. Why not? We know you're there for the birds. We know you care from your word. There's a beautiful hymn that your eyes are on the sparrow. It's beautiful. I think it's called Eye on the Sparrow. Yeah, I should look up those lyrics too, just for some more inspiration. We know you're there for the birds. We know you care from your word. The birds are there for us. And I think I'll stop there. I mean, I don't want to just, smash out a rhyme on that, but I think that's where I'm headed. So that's all for today. I didn't write a ton, but I wanted to get that out.